Bernard had received a present in the post. When he showed it to his friend Sam, she was very impressed.
I'm very impressed, Bernard.
It's the Mallard. It's the fastest steam express ever to run in Great Britain. It could pull 9 coaches from London to Edinburgh in 6 hours. And it's at a world record of 126 miles per hour.
Have you got any track to go with it?
What?
Have you got any railway lines to go with it, so you can see it run?
Oh, no. Have you?
No. But I know someone who does. He's called Mr. Arnold, and he's built this whole railway layout in the shed in the garden that he plays with all the time. Mrs. Arnold says it's all he ever thinks about.
And he'll let me borrow his track to try out my train?
We can ask. Come on.
It's all you ever think about, isn't it? Your precious train.
I hadn't forgotten.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I hadn't. After all, he's only a cat. He's not going to starve if he misses just one meal, is he? So fat. Yeah, the cat.
Mr. Arnold was at home, but he seemed to be busy, and Sam thought it was not the best time to ask if Bernard could use his railway track.
Perhaps we better come back later.
Yeah. I'll just have a quick look before we go.
Bernard,
It won't take a second.
Inside the shed was the most wonderful railway layout Bernard had ever seen. And the rails were exactly the right gauge to take the Mallard. It was a pity, Bernard thought, that with time frozen, he couldn't see if it worked. Maybe if he started it again, just for a moment. It took a while to work out the controls. But when he did, his train looked even better than Bernard had imagined.
You wouldn't believe the layout he's got in there.
where have you been?
It's got tunnels, hills, a whole town. It's amazing.
Bernard, I've been standing here for 15 minutes wondering what a...
I didn't say I won't do it. I just asked if it would matter if I did it a little later. Thank you.
Come on.
From the moment he saw Mr. Arnold's railway, Bernard found he could think about nothing else. He would call round there in the mornings on his way to school. And again on his way home while Mr. Arnold was out at work.
See you later then.
Okay.
He even called round at weekends. Though he was careful to choose a time when Mr. and Mrs. Arnold were having a meal. Bernard loved it. Sometimes he ran some of the other trains as well. Mr. Arnold had dozens of them. But then, one day...
What do you think you're doing? How did you get in here?
Bernard wasn't too worried. With the watch, he could leave any time.
Well,
Well?
But he thought Mr. Arnold deserved some sort of apology.
I'm sorry. I got this train in the post, but I didn't have any track. And a friend told me you did. I know I should have asked first, but...
This is the Mallard.
Yes.
It's the fastest steam train in Great Britain. You know, she could pull 9 coaches from London to Edinburgh in 6 hours and set up a world record of 129 miles an hour.
I thought it was 126.
Oh, well, that's what they say in the books. But I met the man who drove her. It's never official, of course, but he took her up to 129, no doubt. You got the wrong coaches on her.
Have I?
Yeah. Decouple those. Now, this is what Mallard would have called the LNER logo, you see. A couple of those. Right, and a Pullman car. There, look at those little tables. Look at the lights on there. That is eating in style, which reminds me, I must feed the cat. And there we are, one more coach. There we are. Now, follow me.
Mr. Arnold was not as angry as Bernard had expected.
You've got a tank engine on the passenger line. You must only use that for shunting in the yards. And a diesel over there running through a red signal. It's very dangerous. You want to know how it should be done?
Yes, please.
OK. Right, well, bring the Mallard round to the station and we'll make her the 1310 to Birmingham.
In fact, Mr. Arnold didn't seem to be angry at all.
That's the way. And I'll take the tank engine back to the shunt yard. There, you see?
I don't believe it. You broke into his shed, played with his trains without asking him, and he wasn't angry?
Not really, no. He asked if I want to come back.
When?
Any time, really. I said I'd call around tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I thought we were going ice skating.
Oh, yes. Can we do it some other time? Only, I want to give this to Mr. Arnold. It's a barrier gate. Just sort of say thank you.
I see.
You don't mind, do you?
No, of course not.
Good.
Perfect. I've been meaning to get one of these for years. I know it's only the gateway to the goods yard, but I've always been a bit worried about safety. Ah, thanks, Bernard. Right, time to roll, I think.
Bernard spent all of his free time with Mr. Arnold and his railway. Mr. Arnold ran his trains to a proper timetable, just like a proper railway. He and Bernard wore the right clothes. The trains left the station exactly on time. In the shunting yard, the trucks and tankers were moved around, ready for the goods train. Occasionally, they might have to deal with some emergency.
Crane gear on its way.
Should be there in a couple of minutes.
It was all more fun than Bernard could have imagined.
Keith?
Mm-hmm.
Lunch was 10 minutes ago.
Yes, a bit of a crisis here, my darling. I should be in very shortly now.
The Intercity came off the rails, Mrs. Arnold. It shouldn't take too long to fix.
Thank you, Bernard.
Though Bernard did notice that Mrs. Arnold didn't think it was as much fun as her husband.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Railway signal. Mr. Arnold's putting in a branch line, but we need some new signalling where it connects to the main line. It's quite complicated.
Oh. I came to see if you wanted a ticket. For the school concert. It's this Saturday.
Ah.
You are coming?
Saturday's a bit tricky, Sam. We're bringing in a new timetable at the weekend, you see. I'd like to come, obviously, but...
No, that's all right. That's fine. No problem.
Good.
But one day, when Bernard called round to Mr. Arnold's...
Mr. Arnold, the trains aren't running.
Oh, hello, Bernard.
Is something broken?
Oh.
Mr. Arnold, what's happened?
She's gone.
Who?
Margaret, my wife. I went into the house to get some coffee and she's gone.
Oh.
She's gone to London. She's gone to live with her mother.
Isn't there something you can do?
There's nothing anyone can do, Bernard. It's too late. I've been such a fool. Oh, such a fool.
What train?
What?
What train did you catch? To London?
Well, I don't know. Probably the 10:35 to work, so... Oh, no. No, it's Saturday. No, there isn't a 10:35. She would have got the 11:03 and then...
It's not 11 o'clock yet, Mr. Arnold. The train hasn't gone. You could get to the station and stop her.
Well, no. No, I couldn't. No, the station's 2 miles away. No, there's no time, Bernard. No time.
Yes, there is. You get to the station, Mr. Arnold, and tell Mrs. Arnold you don't want her to go.
Yeah, but, I mean, look at the
Just
clock.
do it, Mr. Arnold.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes.
She'll be waiting for you at the station, I promise.
With his watch, Bernard was able to get to the station when it was still only 11 o'clock. He found Mrs. Arnold. And he had already worked out how he would stop her getting on the train.
Bernard.
She's still here, Mr. Arnold.
Well, I don't know how you did it, Bernard, but thank you. Thank you. Margaret.
Go away, Keith.
Margaret.
At first, Bernard was not sure that it was going to work.
It's too late.
I'm sorry.
He could see that Mr. Arnold was going to have to work very hard at convincing his wife to stay.
Look, I'll get rid of the trains. You say the word and I will get rid of them. Don't leave. I can't live without you.
But then,
I love you.
Oh, Keith.
and at last... Mr. Arnold still has his model railway. And Bernard still calls round sometimes to help him run it. But these days, one thing has changed.
2 o'clock, Keith. If we're going to get to the cinema, we ought to be making a start.
Right you are, my love. Time to turn everything off, Bernard.
Okay.
Oh, and, Sam wants to know if Bernard would like to go for a swim.
Great.
We'll see you indoors.
Be right with you. Ready to go then, Bernard?
Because both Bernard and Mr. Arnold have learned that some things are more important than the trains running on time.